This is my pick this week. And a pick very near and dear to my heart.
Why?
Why? Because this movie really speaks to me because I feel the way the main character does. And this movie is called Christine. John Carpenter's
Christine.
Who is, I think, one of my favorite directors.
Oh, agreed.
He's so goddamn good. This movie is fucking incredible. It's about basically a haunted car that's left to die in a field. This little nerdy kid, Arnie, finds it and says, I love this car. And his spirit and his love for the car actually kind of brings it to life a little bit. And that's the way I just, like, as a kid with my first car, my sweet, beautiful 1990 Ford Ranger, Rhonda, I loved her so much. I felt like Arnie and Christine.
1983, 69% critics, 63 audience, 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb.
Based on a Stephen King book that I have actually read.
So, it's funny though. They planned to make this movie before the book was released. That's how hot Stephen King was.
That's wild.
They were just like, oh yeah, this will be a hit.
You got a new story? Sure. Movie time.
Movie.
Yeah.
That's how fucking like. It's kind of understated how big Stephen King was.
He's one of the biggest writers of like.
And prolific.
Ever.
Like, he was putting out a book every fucking couple of years sometimes.
Yeah.
Like
big, thick books and great stories.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how.
No, they're
big a
all
fan you
great.
are.
Stories are all great.
Yeah.
Stephen King, for reading, he goes into some detail that you don't need to.
Yeah.
You can cut most of those books down.
His books are pretty thick.
You can cut all of them down.
But yeah, anyways, holy shit.
Holy shit.
This movie is fucking fantastic.
So I saw this movie in high school. Was the last time I saw it.
Yep.
Haven't seen. So it's been 20 years, let's say, since I've seen it. What a great movie.
Yeah.
What.
I was so happy that you liked it as much as you did because I love it just from a car love standpoint.
So in my head, going into this movie, it's like, okay, it's about a killer car. To me, that's B movie territory.
Sure.
Right? Obviously, you read the back.
It's a killer car.
The back cover, or you see the trailer, you're like,
this car is alive.
fuck, okay,
is it like
cool.
Is it like
That's
Herbie?
fine. I said this to you before. This movie has no right to be as good as it does, man. It's fucking awesome. The acting's great.
Yep.
The characters are great.
Yep.
The special effects are great.
Yep.
Like,
What's not to like? What's not to like?
here's the thing too that I did. First of all, the two main characters, their friendship.
Yeah, Arnie and Dennis.
Great friendship.
Believable.
Totally. So Dennis is more of like a jockey, cool guy.
He's the captain of the football team. He drives a beautiful, sexual 1968 Dodge Charger. Although he parks like a fucking asshole, if I can talk about it. Anytime he comes to pick poor little Arnie up, he pulls at the front. And the driveway's like angled up. It goes up. There's a slope. And there's like a hump with a sidewalk in. And fucking Dennis, every time he pulls just on top of the hump. So the car's half hanging out into the road, half in the driveway, totally blocking the fucking sidewalk for somebody in a wheelchair to get by. And then he still gets out to like walk up the driveway. Or Arnie has to walk all the way down.
And then
Why
he
not
gets,
pull up?
And then just get yelled at by Arnie's mom every time.
Why not pull up?
I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, but their friendship, I believe that they're real friends.
Yeah, and so Arnie's more of a nerdy, geeky guy.
Yeah, you can tell that they probably grew up together. That's why they're good friends. Even though they don't talk about that. They don't talk about how long they've been friends or anything like that.
While,
but you can just feel, you just know.
Yeah, absolutely. Also a thing that I think maybe this is maybe why you relate to this movie quite a bit. If I can play Dr. Seamus for a minute.
Sure.
You're super into cars.
Super.
You're slightly more on the nerdy side.
For sure.
Than maybe most people say an auto shop were.
Oh, definitely.
And Arnie, like, he's a nerd that loves cars.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that in a movie.
Not really.
Everyone who's into cars and movies, for the most part,
Paul Walker and Vin Diesel.
it's like cool dudes, like
gray hair,
tough guys,
yeah, tight jeans.
You see the bullies that are in the auto shop too, and they're more typical
auto shop kids.
Auto shop kids, right? Yeah.
By the way, the fucking high school these assholes go to, it's like the high school from Dangerous Minds.
Also, the average age of the student looks like 30.
Yeah. So one of my favorite parts of the movie is the bad guy, Buddy Repperton, played by William Ostrander, who actually, if you look at Buddy's pictures from the high school he was in this movie, and pictures of my dad from high school and when he was a young man.
Yeah.
There's a similarity to how they looked, which is pretty funny.
Your dad definitely had a switchblade.
Oh, I probably. Yeah, Buddy's like easily 34, right? Like, it's ridiculous how old he looks in this film.
I have a theory too about John Carpenter films.
Okay.
Thinking when I watched this movie, because I was like, oh, interesting. Like, I wonder what this guy did. I wonder what this guy did. I wonder what this guy did. Outside of Kurt Russell, no one from any John Carpenter movies do anything. No one in this movie goes on to, and they work, but there's nothing.
Oh, I see what
note.
you mean. No, yeah, you look up, it's like, who's that guy? He's probably been on some episodes of CSI or something, but yeah.
It's like, no one does anything. And in this movie in particular, they're great.
How did they not get more roles? Maybe they didn't want to do it after Christine.
Yeah,
These
it's like,
guys-
oh, I peaked.
Yeah, these folks finished up, and then that was enough. So basically, after a real rough first day at school, where Arnie gets picked on and almost like beat up a little bit, shoved around, he's just so morose about who he is and how like his parents totally control him. Everyone thinks he's a loser. He is a loser. Dennis is pressuring him. He's like, oh, we got to get you laid this year. And then who does he see in the field? This beautiful beacon of hope, Christine.
But
A 1958 Plymouth Fury.
to him,
To him, it's beautiful. It's like a concourse car right there, and it's perfect. And so I love this car, and he goes up, and Arnie's a terrible negotiator.
well, I should say there's a Stephen King-ism in that scene where it's just creepy old man.
Yeah. Yeah, George LeBay, the owner of the car, comes out and talks to Arnie about it, and Dennis is trying to, like, don't buy this piece of shit car. It's worth too much money, because the guy's asking like $200, which in the 1978 the movie was based in.
Yeah, so it's 20 years old, the car. Right?
Yeah. And he's like, you can buy a nice car for this at this time. So Arnie's like, no, she's perfect.
Speaks to me.
Yep. She could be something.
Her name's Christine.
And her name is Christine. And nobody comes between Christine and her man. That's what we find out. And that's just what I love about this movie. Basically, nobody likes Christine. His parents say, fuck you, Arnie, you're not keeping the car here. So, first of all, Arnie has to find a place to keep Christine. And he finds this character who I love. One of my favorite characters in the movie, Darnell.
Just smoking cigars.
Darnell, who's almost a dead person, just living. Arnie pulls up, and Darnell has this kind of neat garage thing. It runs a junkyard, but you could bring your car there, and it's a place you can work on your car.
It's a DIY garage.
Yeah. It's kind of neat.
That's a great idea.
It's a great idea, except the insurance cost.
I was getting that. We can't do it.
No, you can't have people like fuck around with tools and shit and jacking cars up, then some guy gets crushed or something.
But great idea.
Totally. So
Great idea.
he brings Christine in, and this Darnell's pretty rough and gruff with poor little Arnie. He's got a great line that he calls Christine. He calls like, don't you dare run that mechanical asshole in here without an exhaust hose again. And Christine's like rough shape, right? She's billowing smoke. She looks pretty busted
The
up.
horn doesn't work.
No, nothing works almost. But she drives, and Arnie slowly but surely fixes her up. And then the movie takes place over the course
I
of,
wouldn't
like,
say
a year.
slowly.
At first.
he gets working pretty quick on that thing.
He does, but at first, and what's cool is Arnie's like having a moment with Christine, and he's in there, and he's like putting his head on the steering wheel, just showing her love. Her odometer is rolling backwards, and as the movie progresses and she does different things, you actually see the odometer rolling backwards.
The actor who played Arnie said that anytime he was with scenes with Christine in the car, he just pretended that was a woman.
Yeah.
So he's just like, he's a horny teen.
He is a horny
Getting horny over the car.
And yeah, well, poor little Christine, Buddy Repperton and his assholes, they fuck it up pretty bad.
But it's a devil car, so...
But that scene, it makes me cry every time. And I'm serious. Not when they're breaking it. No, not when they're breaking it.
Okay.
But when Arnie and Lee come back to pick it up from Darnell's, which is a beautiful shot by John Carpenter, because as Arnie's walking in, he sees the cops and stuff, and it's all like one shot.
Yeah.
And as he walks up to Christine... Oh, no, it's not. That's a different part. Sorry. He walks up to Christine. It's all one shot as he's walking through Darnell's with Lee. And then they come around the corner. You just see her in pieces.
Yeah.
And it breaks me up every fucking time. Every fucking time it breaks me up.
Well, the bullies get killed, so...
Yeah, also the best part is the fat one.
Yeah.
I think that's Jonah Hill's dad.
Maybe.
You know what else he does? He does that. He grabs Dennis's balls at one point. He comes up behind Dennis when there's hustle. And he like puts kind of gives him a little chokehold and grabs his nuts.
Well, it's gonna hurt.
Fuck yeah, that would hurt.
Fuck yeah.
I don't want to get my nuts squeezed.
So Christine goes on a killing spree to kill the bullies.
And she only plays old timey 50s rock and roll, which is awesome. I love that part.
Yeah, soundtrack's great. Starts and ends with "Bad to the Bone."
Yeah, and with Jonah Hill's dad, he gets dropped off, and he's in a kind of industrial warehouse area, and he just hears this lightly 50s rock song.
Fucking the lights come on.
Yeah, and then Christine's just sitting there all menacingly, and then the light. Oh, it's just so well done, and she sounds beautiful too.
I like this car. Looks comfy.
It does. You want to get a 58 Fury?
Yeah, I do.
Good luck.
Lots of room to make out.
Yeah, and Stephen King specifically picked the Fury because it was kind of like a forgotten car. Yeah, people have done Corvettes, Thunderbirds, and stuff. So he's like, nah.
That's what I liked about it. It's I haven't. A lesser author would have done, fucking Corvette.
Yeah, something everybody knows. Something everybody knows, maybe. No, 58 Fury. And just
beautiful.
From start to finish, I love everything about this movie.
I have no complaints.
No.
And then, so the bullies start getting killed.
Yeah, one by one.
A cop shows up. Harry Dean Stanton.
That's our double Harry Dean Stanton.
I have a theory that this is... He gets so freaked out and fucked up by this case that he becomes a repo man.
The same universe?
Same universe. I think he wears the same suit.
He does wear that shitty detective suit. Also a repo man.
Yeah.
So.
And repo man's after Christine. It's made just like that, so.
Why not?
Harry Dean Stanton.
Why not? Hey, I used to be on the force till I investigated a haunted car that was killing teens.
Okay, bud.
Yeah. The funny thing is, too, what I thought was kind of funny is at the end of the movie, the cops telling Dennis he's a hero for getting rid of Christine because she was, and Arnie, because they're murdering people. I'm like, I guess, but Buddy Repperton and his shit cronies, they were shit people.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
so who cares? So, yeah, but you're a hero? Those guys were pieces of shit, man. You were glad when they died.
Oh, yeah, but...
Buddy had a sweet Camaro also.
I like that, too. Christine has, tinted windows.
When she's killing.
So
Only when she's killing.
Yeah, so you never know if Artie's actually driving the car or not.
Yeah, so anytime she's, hunting, her windows are black.
Yeah, so then, towards the end... He gets thrown through the windshield. Holy shit!
He's been in there the whole time. Yeah.
Wow.
But he's possessed when she's killing.
Oh yeah, no,
totally.
he's possessed.
He's such a good fucking actor. What's his actual name? Keith Gordon. Keith Gordon, man.
He's directed lots.
Has he?
Yeah.
Well, even when he's having that moment with his parents, after Buddy Repperton and his cronies fuck Christine up, he's having dinner and they're just oh, we're so sorry. And he's like, this is all your fault. This wouldn't fucking happen if you let me keep my car in your precious fucking driveway. And he freaks out and he fucks up his dad a little bit.
Yeah.
And now it's a pretty emotional, just well-acted scene.
And then, as he gets more confident with Christine, he, loses his glass. He becomes less nerdy.
Yeah.
It's just shit like that.
Styles his hair
so
different.
Fucking good.
Becomes tougher.
Well, this movie shouldn't be so good.
It's fucking great. It's fucking great.
It's so good. The special effects are fucking incredible too.
Yeah.
You see Christine fixing herself and stuff. And
yeah, they use pneumatic vacuums and presses and stuff and reverse the footage.
Great.
So yeah, so well done. So well done. Okay. I do want to talk about one thing. Dennis gets pretty injured in a football accident.
Yeah.
And Arnie goes to visit him at the hospital.
Yeah.
The fucking worst beer pour I've ever seen. Arnie brings a 6-pack and pours Dennis a beer. Pours it from 3 feet up in the air and it's just foam or head or whatever.
I don't know why you just don't give him a beer. Why'd you have to pour it even out?
Why you have to pour it like an asshole too?
Well,
I guess he's an asshole now, right?
Next time you're flicking by Cheers, see how shitty the beers are that Norm's drinking?
All head,
all fucking head.
Yeah.
It's what kind of bar is this?
I never noticed. You're professional bartenders. I can pour a beer. Yeah. I couldn't mix you a fancy drink. I could pour a beer, I bet. Well, drinkable anyways.
Yeah. By the third beer, you'll be perfect.
I'd probably spill a few.
But yeah, I mean... one of the bullies has a great insult. He says, "Shut up, cunt face." That's so fucking...
That's a great insult. And they call him, Arnie's last name was Cunningham. They call him Cuntingham. It's pretty funny.
Great stuff.
Fucking Buddy Repperton, his tight jeans and perfect
cunt
ass.
Face. I'm going to start calling you that.
Cunt face?
Joe Cunt Face King.
I don't like that. Fuck, man. You should watch Christine.
Is this where's this rank on Stephen King stuff for you?
Oh, it was number
Like
one.
adaptations. I'm not talking about
It was number
one.
It's number one.
Okay,
well, it's about a car and a boy's love for his first car.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. And it's just a really well
Then
done.
what's like
film.
2 and 3?
Stephen King. Well, Stand By Me's got to be up there for me.
sure.
I do love
100%,
Stand By Me. That's probably
100%.
2. Can I count the new It?
No, of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. And then new It. New first It.
it's number 1 for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
New
I read
It or Tim Curry It.
Knew it.
Okay.
Knew it. The book also is, I think, the best Stephen King book.
I never read it. I have read Christine.
This is Christine. I think is like 3 or 4 for me.
Well, what's 2 then? So
Stand by Me.
Stand By Me.
Stand by Me, and then it was like Shining,
Ooh.
and Christine. Like I was like, fuck.
I
Like,
forgot about. I guess Shining's probably 4 for me.
I will say the adaptation is very different from the book.
I haven't read the
So,
book, right?
Yeah.
I don't read a lot of Stephen King, to be honest. I've really only read. I've read Cujo,
Nice.
and I've read Christine.
I'd put Cujo. That's probably my next tier of.
Yeah, and I
King.
think that's the only. Those are the only Stephen King books I've read.
Cujo's awesome.
I read a lot of Goosebumps. It's more or less the same thing.
Same thing.
So yeah,
Super high on coke, Stephen King.
is your favorite John Carpenter movie, or is that the thing?
Fuck no. This is amazing. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but yeah, The Thing. What's he did another one called Mouth of Madness. It's
I
really
haven't
really
seen
good.
that,
It's
no.
really good. But yeah, this is up there, man, for John Carpenter.
Yeah.
like for sure.
Yeah, The
Like,
Thing's probably my number 1. This is number 2.
The Thing is
So goddamn good. It's
Incredible.
so good. He's so talented. Is he alive? I didn't
Yeah.
even- yeah.
He's
What's the
still
last thing he's done?
he's retired, so he just does music now.
We need you more than ever now, John
So
Carpenter.
he scores all his own films.
Oh,
too,
that's right. That's right.
So like Halloween has that iconic theme. He
Mm-hmm.
made that. He's super into synths
Ooh, nice.
and modulators.
Ooh, modulators. It's a fun word to say.
It is.
So yeah, Christine. John Carpenter's
Talk too
Christine.
much about it because it's so fucking
Perfect. Watch it right now.
And let's start up a DIY garage.
Done. You work on the insurance part.